This is ReadAlignDualLineCooking.com. My name is Mike Pierce. Welcome to my kitchen and welcome to my home. Today what we're doing is a review. We are going to review this. This is a Hamilton Beach juice press. I've had it for quite a while actually. There's some good and bad things about it. We'll go over that. We'll also compare them to a couple other gizmos I have and explain why I have these gizmos. And bought some citrus, so we're going to juice a lime, a lemon, an orange, and a grapefruit. So I bought this thing, I think I got it off of Amazon, I don't remember. They're $200. The beauty of this is if you're going to be juicing a lot of oranges or a lot of lemons or a lot of limes, you're in good shape. I don't really use this thing that much. I thought I was going to, I don't. The most use it gets is limes. A friend of mine, Greg, he and his girlfriend are really into margaritas. They make them from scratch and they make them with lots of limes. And so when they lived here, they moved away recently, they used to call me, or he would call me, and ask if he could come over and juice a whole big bag of limes. Usually I got invited to the margaritas too, so that was probably a pretty fair deal. All right, so 200 bucks. A couple things you need to keep in mind. I'm going to run through it on the other camera here. This is the basic unit. You come down, you press, you go back up. It's pretty simple. This part comes off. See, it's but you just twist and it hits a rail and then comes off. Same thing with this. But if you twist, there it is. Okay? No big deal. You'll need to know all this for cleaning, which we'll cover at the end. So you just put it back in, give it a twist. This comes off as well. You just unscrew it. Be careful, there's a washer. There it is. There's the washer. Try not to lose that. Not sure how much it matters, but hate to lose it. Okay, there we go. Pretty basic operation. You cut whatever it is in half, you put the half in, you come down on it, you press it. You need a glass. A pint glass works best. It fits right under. See? It's got this thing, this is a drip cup. Okay? It comes off for cleaning as well, and there's just this bar, it's spring loaded. So, put your cup in, your glass in, you're all set. All right, here's a lime. Cut it in half, put it on. Okay. All you do, limes are one of the hardest ones to juice, by the way. A couple things. One, that is juiced. Two, this is all shiny. You're pressing so hard, you're getting some of the oils to come out of the peel. And the reason that matters is I tend to wash mine first before I do it, just because I don't want whatever's on the peel to end up in my drink. I'll do the other side, just because I don't know what to do with half a lime. All right, there it is. Okay. I have these other gizmos. This one I really like. You would not use it for limes. It just doesn't work well. Limes are just too hard. Limes are difficult to juice, for what it's worth. Here is our juice. That's what we got from one lime. That's actually pretty good. Put it in our tumbler, just because we want to be able to compare. Right? Put our glass back in. Grab our lemon. Again, very well juiced, kind of shiny on top from the oils coming out. Do the other side. Now one of the complaints I have, by the way, juice real good, kind of shiny, is I did that last one, some juice came out. I wish this was a little taller. Okay? So, there's our lemon juice. We got even more. That's pretty good. There we go. Again, for limes, this thing is amazing, and for lemons, it's great too. Now we'll do an orange. Good looking orange. They smell great too. Okay, so one, juiced it well. Two, it's a little shiny. We also tore it a bit. That's how strong this thing is. Okay. There's our juice. That's one orange. Now this is a pretty good orange for what it's worth. You don't always get this much. Into our tumbler we go. Here's our problem, right here. This is a grapefruit. Typical grapefruit, not particularly amazingly big or amazingly small. Okay? Put that in, and you'll see my problem. Okay, you can see this? It's going over the edges. You can't really juice this. I'm trying to get as much of it in. If I can get it in, it'll juice. But this is the problem with this thing. You'll see it's just a disaster. Oh my goodness. So, hang on, see if I can get this. Oh, nice. Oh, this is perfect. All right, so this is what we end up with. Okay, it wants to juice it, it just can't. Look at that. There's still a lot of juice here. It's just it can't. It's just it's too big for this part. And that's my complaint. For $200. For $200, they couldn't put a bigger one of these and a bigger one of these in to handle the other citrus you might want. That seems really unacceptable. Again, for $200. So I have this. I use this when I want lemons, when I want lemon juice. I rarely use this because how many lemons are you juicing? You're juicing one or two. You're making vodka tonics, or you're putting some juice in, something you're cooking. This is fine. It works really well. You put half in the top right here. This top is all very grippy. You put it in, and it comes in here, and you can just turn it a little bit, and it pours. I love this thing. This was one of the better purchases I've ever made. This thing is kind of dumb. I don't really use it much, but if I want grapefruit juice, this is what I have to use. This is a dust cover. It's kind of cool. This is what's great about this. Let me show you right there. You want to do grapefruits or oranges, you do this. You want lemons or limes? Hey, there you go. Look at that. Genius. Not $200. Not only that, the cord coils up in the bottom and then sticks. See? The cord's much longer than this. This is a really smart design. I don't really use it much because how often do you really make an orange juice or grapefruit juice or whatever? I do want to mention something. I downloaded this thing on how to store various kinds of fruits and vegetables. Okay? We should probably cover this as we covered various fruits and vegetables. So for citrus fruit, which is everything we just did, it says citrus fruits last a long time at room temperature and will tend to take on odors if stored in the fridge. Ensure plenty of ventilation around your citrus fruit as they can mold easily in close contact. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. All right, so we've done our juicing. I'm not going to bother with the rest of this grapefruit because it's just going to waste a grapefruit. So for our sort of half of a grapefruit, we got this, which is, you'd think that's good, but you should see this grapefruit. There's so much juice left in it. There's at least probably that much. So into our tumbler. So for our one lime, one lemon, one orange, and sort of half a grapefruit, this is what we got, which is pretty good. So what I'm going to do is take this thing apart, and then I'll move my camera, and I'll show you how to clean it, okay? So first, I usually just take off the top piece. And like I told you, it's got a washer you want to try not to lose. Okay, set that aside. This thing just comes right out. Set that aside. And I will move my cameras, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. And now we're going to clean. Cleaning this thing is pretty simple, pretty fast. Mostly we'll be using the down angle camera because you can't see what I'm doing with my hands in the sink. So, okay, let's turn on some water. Hope it's not too noisy. First things first, this is the top. It gets citrus peel stuff on it. And you just take your sponge, give it a quick turn. I like the back of the sponge on it. Clean. This is the drip cup. If you notice, it caught some as I was removing the glass over and over again. So you just give it a quick rinse, quick wash, rinse it off, you're done. And this part, this is the tray. It's easy. Just rinse it out. Then you hit it with your soap and sponge and rinse it off. All right, this is the part that's interesting. This is the screen and it's covered in junk. The easiest way to clean this is simply with your hand. Just do this. Just do it for a while. It doesn't take a ton of time. As you do it, you're basically pulling them through or pushing them back the other way, either way. Okay, almost done. Almost got it. All right, once you think you got it, now you use your sponge. Nice and clean. Okay, thing's perfectly clean, it'll dry, I'll put it away. So I guess the point I would make is this thing is good, but it pisses me off that it's got as much plastic on as it does. It also bothers me, this is a set screw, and I just tightened it before we came on because this whole thing was moving. Why it should ever be able to move is beyond me. You would never have a reason to move the top or bottom, and both of them can be moved. They should really go into slots that lock it in place because you would never want to adjust them, as far as I know. So I like it. For 200 bucks, I should not have bought it. I should have just stuck with this. This is like $4 or something. And this was probably 20 or 30 bucks. I don't really need it. I don't make grapefruit juice very often, but it seemed like a good idea. Okay, if you're really into citrus, especially limes, this thing is awesome because there's no good way to juice a lime. This thing works really well, okay? If you're doing grapefruits, don't buy this one. Look around, maybe there's a different model from somebody else or from these guys that does do grapefruit, because you saw it. This one does not. It absolutely does not do grapefruits. And I just want to make sure you can see. Look how much juice is left. There's tons. The rest of the stuff, you'd be hard pressed to get 5 more drops out when you're done squeezing it, because this thing does an amazing job. It really does. It's just, for $200, it should be all metal. It shouldn't be adjustable like move like I just mentioned with the set screw. It should have 2 different trays that can do bigger and smaller citrus. So I wouldn't buy another one. If I could get my 200 bucks back, I would absolutely take it right now. I'd probably take 100 bucks for it, just because it sits around. I don't use it. This is it. This is all I use. Everything else, other citrus, I just eat. So it doesn't really matter. But if you're in the market for one of these type of things, this is pretty good. I would look at some of the competition. A buddy of mine bought one that's all metal. I may at some point borrow it from him and show it to you, except he doesn't live here. So I'd have to ask him to bring it next time he comes to town. So anyways, that's the whole review. Thank you so much. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. Occasionally go to the website, readaline-doaline-cooking.com, where I post recipes. Anyways, thank you so much. Bye-bye.